Welcome to Moving Forward with Uponor. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Marcus.
And we're here every Thursday to talk to you about all things Uponor, including plumbing, mechanical, and industry. We have a really cool episode today because I think we're going to answer a fan question.
Yeah, so in today's episode, we're going to focus on answering a question we got in the comments. And that question is, our company services a lot of older buildings with aging steel and copper systems. What solutions does Uponor have that could help?
All right, so that's a great listener question. And I think what's really cool is back in February, we actually launched our PPRCT product offering. So now we can holistically provide them a solution for what they're looking for these aging buildings.
Now with the PPRCT line, we have up to half-inch up to 12-inch readily available.
Right, so now for mechanical piping systems, right, you could do PEX, let's say up to 3-inch, and then you could do PPRCT for 4-inch and above. But what's really cool about it is that you can mix and match however you want, right? And it doesn't really matter, it's kind of up to the specification or if it's a design build project, how you want to go about that. But we have adapters available to go from PPRCT to PEX. And then obviously there's flange adapters and that kind of stuff to be able to transition to equipment and butterfly valves. But you can really mix and match however you want.
That's right. So, when we talked about that holistic total polymer system, one thing that Uponor says is it doesn't just end at the product, doesn't just end at the piping system. It's a whole design services team, whether it be estimating, designing, assisting. We have a BIM coordination team that can carry and help and assist with that whole total polymer piping system, right. whether it be PEX, up to 3 inches, up to 2 inches, and then we'll go beyond larger sizes of the PPRCT all the way up to 24 inches.
Right. So we got products, right? We've got the services side of it, and then warranty. So we have a holistic warranty. So now you have 2 piping systems, one with a 25-year warranty for the PEX side, a 10-year warranty on the PPRCT side, and both of those are all coming back to Uponor, so one manufacturer. There's no other people you have to deal with.
So that's the great thing about this, is it is a system. That is what this warranty is. It's one of the highest, longest warranties that are on the market for commercial applications.
Right. So we're kind of the only manufacturer that's been around actually longer than what our warranty is, right? So we're super confident in the warranty, and again, obviously one manufacturer that you might have to deal with for warranty implications. And then basically last but not least, in terms of like the actual system we're talking about, or the applications I should say. So mechanical piping systems, we're talking heating water, chilled water, condenser water, and even above and below ground.
That's right, so that's even important. So we get a lot of questions too for both our PEX and our PPRCT. Is it rated, or are we able to bury it in ground? The answer is yes, per your local jurisdiction, any requirements around burying it in ground, but they can be buried underground. And one of the other questions too we get, since we've seen in mechanical applications that we see a lot of questions for, are different types of chillers, or what type of glycol compatibility does our product have?
Right, so we have different compatibility charts depending upon the chemicals you might need to use. Typically, just like the PEX, we have compatibility up to like 50% glycol, which is pretty common. I believe once you get above 50%, you start to kind of lose the properties there from a heating and cooling standpoint. So different chemical compatibility charts are available in case you guys want to reference those. And again, it is approved, like Marcus said, for direct burial, both for the PEX side and for the PPRCT side. Now, obviously, always follow local code, but in general, it is approved for direct burial.
Yeah, and with that direct burial, compared to some of the metallic systems, there's fewer connection opportunities. There's fewer chemicals that are required versus steel, whether you need to condition it or be exposed to it underground or even in a building setting is important. In other videos, we've talked about safety being a big key factor, going from a total polymer system as compared to a metallic system. And with that safety, becomes better productivity, which is time saver and ultimately saving money.
So one of the cool things about having the total system, right, with PEX and PPRCT, on the PEX side for the small diameters, you can actually use coils, right? So you can minimize the number of connections with the coils. You also have straight lengths available in PEX. And then obviously with the PPRCT product, that's basically all straight lengths.
Yep, and that's that total polymer system that we've talked about. 10 years on the PPRCT side, 25 years for the PEX side. And that's really important. It's an industry-leading warranty that we have, and that's what these systems are designed for. 50+ years, the life of the building.
Right, and like you talked about too, less chemicals, right? So instead of like a typical steel system where you're having to put chemicals and corrosion inhibitors and stuff in there to try and keep the pipe from actually rusting upon itself, you don't have to do that with the polymer piping system. So now instead, you're really just focusing on what does the equipment need itself versus the piping system.
That's great. So if we had to bring it all together, Daniel, and talk about a complete polymer solution from Uponor, what does that mean?
So the complete polymer solution is product, training, and support. And from the product side, right, we've talked about the PEX system up to 3-inch. We've talked about the PPRCT system up to 24-inch. What about the training side of it?
So with the training, training can happen a few different ways. So whether the training comes from our field team, our commercial sales reps in the field, going to the job sites, going to a shop, going to an office, providing that training for that team that's doing the installation. We also really enjoy bringing installers to our factory in Apple Valley, Minnesota, where we can do hands-on training, kind of real-life scenarios of working with the tools and the product.
And our training team's done a really awesome job too of getting a lot of these kind of baked into online programs. So obviously there's certain ones that you can't do online. They have to be kind of physically in person with some of the certifications. But for the ones that we were able to make virtual, we've been able to do that too. So lots of cool stuff that's out there in regards to virtual training. And then last but not least would be support.
That's right. With support, whether it be estimating, designing assistance, system application, building application, anything around plenum ratings. We have a whole team that's on standby to support these systems in commercial applications.
Right. So a lot of cool stuff today. We talked about Uponor Complete Polymer Solution, right? The piping system, the products, the services, the support. If you want more information on the Uponor Complete Polymer Solution, you can visit www.uponor.com. You can also post questions down below and send them to the email link as well. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.